This week's edition of NJBIA's Minding Your Business is brought to you in part by AT&T, helping family, friends, and neighbors connect in meaningful ways every day. From the first phone call 140 years ago to mobile video streaming today, AT&T innovates to improve lives. And by New Jersey Business Magazine, providing the critical information needs for New Jersey's business community for more than 65 years.
Welcome to NJBIA's Minding Your Business. I'm your host, Bob Considine. Well, for 60 years, NJBIA has been honoring those important state projects that create jobs, generate economic activity, and improve the quality of life in New Jersey. Due to the COVID-19 restrictions, however, NJBIA could not host a live event for our annual New Good Neighbor Awards, so we did the next best thing. We gave all 13 winners the virtual red carpet treatment. Taking us through the festivities for the next 30 minutes is NJBIA President and CEO, Michelle Sekurka. Enjoy.
Welcome to NJBIA's 60th Annual New Good Neighbor Awards. Please welcome your host, NJBIA President and CEO, Michelle Sekurka.
Thank you for joining us for NJBIA's 60th Annual New Good Neighbor Awards. While this year's program is going to be a little more unique than the 59 years before, rest assured we're going to bring you a great program as we celebrate 13 dynamic projects and all those who brought those projects to fruition to have an impact on New Jersey's landscape. So let's roll. Construction and redevelopment are critical to the economic well-being of any state. They create jobs, provide valuable assets, and generate tremendous economic activity. These projects also improve our quality of life, revitalizing neighborhoods, bringing communities together, and providing valuable services. While it's hard to put a numerical value on all these benefits, we know for sure they make New Jersey a better place to live, work, and play. With the NJBIA New Good Neighbor Awards, we don't just honor the projects themselves. We also recognize the people who made them possible, the visionary architects and the builders and financing professionals who turned innovation and ideas into reality. Our New Good Neighbor Award winners truly showcase the best of the best. We congratulate the winners as well as all the nominees because all of these projects have contributed to New Jersey's economic redevelopment efforts and they keep our economy moving forward. I encourage you to learn more about this year's award winners by reading the July edition of our award-winning New Jersey Business Magazine. Each one is profiled in this edition. And speaking of New Jersey Business Magazine, we'd like to thank them for being one of our partners for this year's event, along with NJM Insurance Group. Thank you both for your support. Now let's take a look at our first 2020 New Good Neighbor Award winner. This award winner represents the quintessential Main Street makeover. With this $19.5 million revitalization project, Washington Street in the historic city of Hoboken is now breathing new life with safer pedestrians and happier business owners.
Well, first of all, I want to say as mayor of the city of Hoboken, welcome to Washington Street. This is the heart and soul of our community. We're very proud to have a complete street that pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists can all enjoy at once.
Thanks to this project, the city of, the residents, the businesses, the visitors of city of Hoboken, they're enjoying greater mobility, comfort, safety, and sustainability.
This is the main artery that connects the entire city, so we want to make it a place where everyone can enjoy. A mother with a stroller can walk across the street in a safe manner. Somebody can have enough sidewalk space. We can have bike lanes for people to have bikes and other forms of micromobility, and those all blend together in this complete street project.
It shows that the Hoboken as a city is investing in the future of the city itself. As a resident and a family man, it has just made the entire town appear more aesthetically pleasing, and of course the safety aspects of the brand new traffic lights and the pedestrian walkway has drastically improved Washington Street.
So, people always tell us how proud they are to finally enjoy a street that is a symbol of our city and one that they can be proud of as well.
What do you get when you take a historical pharmaceutical building and transform it into a state-of-the-art facility that will house New Jersey's first private medical school in 50 years? You get the Hackensack Meridian School of Medicine in Nutley, New Jersey.
The Hackensack Meridian School of Medicine is a new medical school. In fact, it is the first private medical school in the state of New Jersey in nearly 50 years. The Roche building is a building that's filled with history, and we're very excited about this stage in the history of this building. The outside is left relatively untouched except for the signs that tell us who's here. But the inside has been totally revamped in order to welcome the teaching of a 21st century School of Medicine. We have a magnificent studio for standardized patients and for mannequins, so that by the time our students actually go to the hospital wards, they are able to be very competent, hands-on clinicians already. We have a wonderful anatomy lab that again is state-of-the-art, and we're connected by a bridge to a very, very powerful and forward-thinking research facility. Well, our overarching vision is that every person in New Jersey will have the same access to health and well-being regardless of race or socioeconomic status. It's wonderful to start a new medical school because when you do that, you can build every aspect of that school on your vision, which then means it's much more likely you're going to be able to achieve it.
Now, let's head to South Jersey, where one of New Jersey's largest employers has created a facility that is creating even more jobs and amazing innovation for the state of New Jersey. On 60 acres in West Deptford is where you'll find the robotics and people bringing the deliveries home, the ACY1 Amazon Fulfillment Center.
West Deptford Fulfillment Center for Amazon is a 655,000 square feet facility. We have over 2,000 associates here at the site. We are a robotics fulfillment center, so we have thousands of robots that move the inventory throughout the building, in which enables us to pick, pack, and ship customer orders here from the site. We also are very proud to work within our community. We have the opportunity to donate over $10,000 to West Deptford High School to support their STEM program. We also have been able to donate $100,000 to our community food bank in New Jersey to help with the COVID crisis. So it really makes us feel proud to be a member of the community when we can donate and help the people that supports us. The people at this organization, at this site, come to work every day with the vigor, knowing that what we do as a corporation will benefit our local community. Being a responsible community partner and a business, we look forward to the opportunities that we have to help the community in every way that we possibly can.
Next up, an eye-opening experience from a company mainly versed in what you hear. The newest facility on Audible's growing Newark campus is the remarkable Innovation Cathedral. And bring your bowling ball.
In May of 2019, we opened the Innovation Cathedral, which is a state-of-the-art technology center and the newest facility on our Newark campus. There is so much to see in this reimagined space. It includes offices, game areas, an auditorium, a refurbished bowling alley, exhibit spaces, and cafes. And one thing we have everywhere are lounges where employees can go to work and reimagine the future. One of my favorite parts is the sanctuary. It's a very quiet space where people can come work and just sit amongst some of the great secular figures of history. Since we opened last spring, we've learned a lot about the cathedral and how it served the community over generations. In fact, I led a tour recently of a woman who had recently lost her parents, and she was so excited to show her children the cathedral, where Her father, their grandfather, once worked in the bowling alley and where her parents had been married. It was incredibly moving to see how the cathedral was important to her family's history and story. So I have to say the Innovation Cathedral is the perfect metaphor for Audible's approach in Newark, because it brings to bear the many different ways that we're supporting and growing the tech ecosystem there. And I have to say the Innovation Cathedral is a cutting-edge workspace, and as well as a state-of-the-art historic landmark, and a living example of how yesterday can yield to tomorrow and how spaces can continually be reimagined.
Let's now move across Newark to a unique multi-generational family-owned business. With its 142-year history, this business has renovated its building for itself. And to ensure it remains in Brick City for years to come, let's say hats off to the Saratelli Hat Company.
Well, the Saratelli Hat Company is a fourth-generation business. We started in 1878, and we manufacture cowboy hats here in Newark, New Jersey. Well, we decided to completely gut renovate the offices because it hadn't been done since the 1950s when my father bought the building. So we had shag carpets and old paneling, pine walls, things like that. And I've been coming down here since the time I was like 6. I mean, by the time I was a teenager, my mother was dropping me off outside at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after school so I could come in here and work. So nothing had been changed in all that time, and I'm 55 years old now. So 2 years ago, we decided to expand the footprint and do a major renovation to the building to kind of celebrate the Renaissance in the area that's been going on in Newark recently. So we put in a parking lot to accommodate our employees. We repointed the exterior brick of the building. We put in new windows. We put in a really cool break room with charging stations. We did a Western themed conference room. We did landscaping and security gates. We even went so far as to put in lightscaping outside so that we can celebrate all the holidays, whether it's Christmas with red and green or Halloween with orange and black, just more of a feel-good kind of thing, and just to bring some more attention to the area. So we did the renovation because we really wanted to make a better workspace for our employees, but bigger picture is we really wanted to show our commitment to the neighborhood by beautifying the outside, and also to Newark to show that we are here to stay.
Next up is an amazing $86.7 million facility in Piscataway, New Jersey. This facility now serves as both a world-class sports medicine program and a state-of-the-art practice venue for women's and men's basketball, wrestling, and gymnastics for our Scarlet Knights. Welcome to the RWJ Barnabas Health Athletic Performance Center at Rutgers University.
The RWJ Barnabas Health Athletic Performance Center has been an absolute game changer for our programs. The new home for our men's basketball, women's basketball, gymnastics, and wrestling programs. But importantly, it's really an example of what we intend to do as we move forward in Rutgers athletics. And even more important, it is a place where our student athletes come for all of their medical needs. And well, importantly, men's basketball and women's basketball never had a practice facility here before at Rutgers. So for them to be able to play without a schedule, without having to worry about this team's on the court at this time, is wonderful. It gives the kids a great opportunity, and obviously as a result, it's a great recruiting tool for us. In gymnastics, we went from having no practice facility to one of the top 3 in the nation, and that's in our coaches' words. And in wrestling, when you walk into that wrestling facility, again, best in the Big Ten, maybe best in the nation. And so as a recruiting tool, but also importantly as a place for our players to develop, it's best in class. The athletic director from a pretty prominent athletic program in this country came in because he'd heard about the building, wanted to see it, and looked around, saw the whole building and said, Rutgers athletics will never be the same. So we went from having no facility to when parents walk in, you see the jaw drop, you see the surprise, you see the look on the student athlete's face, and not surprisingly, we've had quite a few of our recruits who've come into this building who, before they leave the building, turn to coach and say, I'm coming to Rutgers.
You're watching NJBIA's Minding Your Business, the New Good Neighbor Awards virtual edition. We'll be back right after this.
These days, it's anything but business as usual. That's why working together is more important than ever. AT&T is committed to keeping you connected so you can keep your patients cared for, your customers served, your students inspired, and your employees closer than ever. Our network is resilient. Our people are strong. Our job is to keep your business connected. It's what we've always done, It's what we'll always do.
You're first. First to respond. First to put others' lives before your own. And in an emergency, you need a network that puts you first, that connects you to technology and each other, that's built with and for first responders. FirstNet, the only officially authorized wireless network for first responders. Because putting you first is our job.
Welcome back. We're about halfway through NJBIA's virtual New Good Neighbor Awards presentation. Let's take it back to NJBIA CEO and President, Michelle Sirkirka.
Next up is one of New Jersey's finest community hospitals, putting the extra emphasis on the word community. With its multi-stage commitment to solar power, the Central State Medical Center in Freehold is producing the largest amount of clean power of any hospital in our great state of New Jersey.
Well, Central State is located in Freehold, New Jersey. We are a 284-bed community hospital. In addition to the hospital, we also have 3 senior communities. We have a wide range of diagnostic and therapies. We also have an award-winning residency program with Rutgers, which we produce 6 new physicians every year, primary care physicians, and we recently signed a clinical affiliation agreement with the Atlantic Health System. We recently completed the second phase of a major solar project, carports in this case. We worked with KDC to do the project. KDC did a wonderful job for us. Phase 1 was a solar farm on our land. Phase 2, which we just completed, were the solar carports in much of the parking areas, and there will be more to come. This solar initiative results in a tremendous savings. We estimate that it will be the equivalent of more than 1 million gallons of gasoline, or another way to look at it, 1,500 homes supplied by the amount of energy we're producing. One of the other benefits of the projects has been just being able to say to our employees, we care about our environment. It sends a message, it instills pride in our workers, and it instills pride in the community to know that we are a leader in the hospital field in providing solar initiative.
This next project is all about partnership. The product of a partnership between the Atlantic Health System and Kindred Healthcare is a new rehabilitation hospital that facilitates innovative care for its patients. The Atlantic Rehabilitation Institute in Madison is now setting new standards in rehab medicine in New Jersey.
Atlantic Rehabilitation Institute is a $24 million, 2-story, 38-bed, all-private room, acute inpatient rehab hospital. So the goal and intent of the joint venture was to take the value of the Atlantic Health System being a premier provider of healthcare in the state of New Jersey and throughout the region, and couple that with the expertise that Kindred Healthcare brings in the post-acute space, being a leader in patient outcomes and great quality care. The site was important because, we really wanted to provide a space that had all the latest technology, that had, enough space to provide, private rooms for our patients. And again, to really focus on quality care, to really focus on the dignity and respect for each patient, and a space that they could feel comfortable and that was inviting. And that's what we're able to do with this new joint venture. And so, seeing patients go home, it really instills, it really brings out a sense of pride for us, because that's what we're here for. That's what we wake up every morning and come to this building to do, is to provide that care, to provide that hope, to let people know that, improvement is possible. And so when we see people walk out that may have come in on a stretcher, there's nothing better. That's the most important thing that we do.
Heading back down to South Jersey, let's visit a new hub at Stockton University. A new $32 million academic building is the hub of Stockton University's growing and popular Atlantic City campus. And with this impressive building, the perfect home for mixing books with the beach, Stockton has made a safe bet for its future.
Stockton University's Atlantic City campus has been open for 2 years. We're so honored to be able to be part of the Atlantic City, the renaissance of Atlantic City. It's a 56,000 square foot building. It has 3 floors. It has, classrooms. It has event spaces. It has computer labs. It has everything available for anyone who wishes to walk in. And there's no locks or gates. People can walk in and out of the building. Right across the street, a 533 bed residence hall. On the boardwalk in Atlantic City, which overnight became our most popular housing on both campuses. So I think if you look at it, it's done what we had aimed for it to do, and it's changed the lives of all of us. And I could not be more honored and that we've received this beautiful award from NJBIA. We're so honored about that. And it also validates our gamble to go into Atlantic City when a whole lot of folks wouldn't. We wanted to invest in this region. Part of a public university's mission is to be part of an economic revival of an area. It is absolutely to be part of that we invest in there. And one of the things I always used to say when we were in the process of deciding to move there is I would say there's 2 things I know that are going to be in Atlantic City 400 years from now. 1, the ocean, and 2, Stockton. Colleges and universities are here to stay.
Continuing to celebrate new facilities in New Jersey's higher ed system, let's visit William Patterson University. With more students wanting to live on campus at William Patterson University, the school embarked on a new residence hall called Skyline Hall. With its modern community areas, social lounges, and a view of the New York City skyline, this is the place to be at Bill on the Hill.
William Patterson Skyline Hall opened in 2019. It houses predominantly sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It's 282 beds. It's suite style living, so all students have their own bedroom, but they share a bathroom. It is a big draw for a lot of our students. Of course, the common areas like the community kitchen, the study rooms, the gaming rooms, and the lounges with televisions are big draws. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have a view of the Manhattan skyline. All the paint in Skyline Hall here at William Patterson is low or zero VOC, as are the adhesives for the carpeting. The hardwood floor surfaces are made of materials that require no waxing or stripping, so it eliminates the need for harsh chemicals. Energy efficient windows and LED lighting is installed throughout Skyline Hall. And on the technology side, the laundry facilities are synced to a mobile app that alerts students when their clothes are both clean and dry. Well, it's interesting because when I was interviewing for this job 2 years ago, Skyline Hall was nothing but steel girders. So it's been great to sort of watch it flourish from construction to actual occupancy. And I think it is one of the things that parents and students want to know. What is the quality of housing that my student is going to live in? Is it safe? Is it clean? Is it environmentally friendly? And so Skyline Hall really offers all 3 of those to any potential student and reassures their parents.
Now we're going to celebrate an exciting project taking green energy to the next step in New Jersey. The Pseg Highland Park solar storage system is located on 2 acres of a remediated former landfill. By powering so many homes and reducing CO2 emissions, we see here Pseg is making every day a sun day in one of New Jersey's greenest towns.
So we're at the Highland Park Solar Storage System. This was a 2-acre landfill that was really an eyesore in the community. We worked with Highland Park to convert it to a solar storage facility. Not only is it a state-of-the-art solar storage facility, it also is a green asset that is helping to minimize the amount of emissions. And it's also allowing Pseg to help run the electric system by maintaining the voltage.
There's a solar field, a 605 kW solar field here, paired with Tesla batteries, 2,000 kilowatt hours. So how the whole system works is that as the solar creates power, it sends it directly into the grid on a blue sky day like you have today. On the event where a cloud comes over, the batteries can act as a substitute for the power that's coming, and what that does is it levels out the voltage on the circuit.
This facility provides enough power to power 100 homes, and it saves enough emissions that it's the equivalent of removing 70 vehicles from the road for a year.
It was so important to me to see this happen so that we can take a piece of land that was worthless to our community and turn it into a benefit not only for the neighbors across the street from this field, but for the entire state of New Jersey.
There's a new STEM in full bloom in Bergen County. Welcome to the new STEM Student Research Center at Bergen Community College. Come inside to see this impressive, high-tech learning facility for more than 2,000 students.
The STEM Student Research Center at Bergen Community College is really unlike anything in the entire country. And to tell you the truth, that's not PR speak either. This facility is unlike any other because there isn't another one like it in the entire country.
Last year when we opened up the STEM Student Research Center to the students at Bergen Community College, it was an eye-opening experience to see how they observed all the technology that we had at their reach. 3D printers, PLA-based, SLA, resin-based 3D printers, laser cutters, laser engravers, circuit board printers, as well as this baby right here. We have a CNC, one of the smallest CNC right now in the market. That way students can also work with a very multifaceted material, which is metal. So not only plastic and wood, but they can also manufacture their own parts with a CNC machine at the STEM Student Research Center.
Let's face it, this is where the money is for a lot of professions. This is where the jobs are for a lot of professions. So we want to put our students in a position where they can succeed. And when you have an opportunity like this to provide students with the space to begin working on the kinds of things that they would do themselves in industry or in a profession or in a career, you're allowing them to get a jump start on that. So again, this is a pathway, a pipeline to careers that will help our students obviously achieve their goals and go where they want to go.
As we're winding down, it's the perfect opportunity to celebrate innovation in our beverage industry. When one of the nation's top wine and spirits distributors looked for new headquarter efficiencies, they built an impressive facility on a long vacant brownfield in Elizabeth. For the Allied Beverage Group and Prologis, we say, sip, sip, hooray.
Allied Beverage Group was founded by its predecessor companies in 1933. It's involved in the distribution of wine and spirits, has about 6,500 bars and restaurants. Prior to COVID, we hope to have them back, and 1,500 stores. Allied engaged in a merger with one of its New Jersey competitors in 2017. At that time, we were at 5 different facilities. There was the inefficiency of operating that way. So we went about looking for a site that was convenient to transportation, to rail, to the port, let us optimize the building size, and we wound up in Elizabeth at our present site. So talking about the warehouse, the idea is to maximize the footprint. It has high density storage, which means we store very high, and it's hard to find, but we have ample parking. The office was designed differently. It's a corporate headquarters. And again, we wanted an environment facilitating learning and collaboration. And we have 2 special training rooms. One called the Alchemy Room, where we have a lot of mixology classes. Every Friday afternoon, we do classes for our employees. During the week, for our customers, for our employees. And people unwind at the end of the day, and they learn to make drinks. The other room is a wine room, the Untitled Room, and we do a lot of wine education in there. It's designed to expand and handle further future opportunities should we be fortunate enough to get them. And so far, I'm delighted with it. The location's been terrific, so I couldn't have asked for a better location.
Once again, congratulations to all of our 2020 New Good Neighbor Award winners. And while we couldn't be together tonight, we know that we are united together, investing in New Jersey communities, celebrating success, innovation, entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for joining us, and be well.
Congratulations to all of NJBIA's New Good Neighbor Award winners, and thank you for watching Minding Your Business. We'll see you next time.